All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles, that was a great millstone. And South Teacher was doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. Hey, look, man, you niggas are not indigenous to America. All right, to be frank, there's no such thing as an indigenous American. All right, the so-called natives who are a brown-skinned people, dark brown like us, they range in shade like us because we're the same nation. Different tribes, same nation. We're the same people. See, the narrative, you niggas like to say, no, we always been here with the indigenous, there was no slave ships. You got niggas not believing in slave ships now, which mean they're going to throw prophecy out the window, part of prophecy which proves we're the Israelites. When really the narrative that's being pushed is incorrect. It's not that we're the same, we were already here and with indigenous. No. What's being said is the natives are also a dark-skinned people like us, all right? Have similar features like us. Now, some look like Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen, I believe, was a Reubenite. He got that nose, all that. So some natives did look like that. That's just another tribe from the nation we are. All right? But all niggas are not so-called Native Americans, man. Some of us were brought here, starting with coming from Portugal, Spain, and then they got us off the different coast of different spots of Western Africa, all right, and brought us over here. But just like the natives in America, North America, all right, United States of America, let me say that right, all right, Central America, you got South Americans, you got the islanders like the West Indies, the Taino Indians, the Puerto Ricans, these are all brown-skinned people that look just like us because we're one nation. So what happened is, when I'm finna pull up some evidences, they reclassified natives as Negroes. You already had us niggas, you already had us Negroes who were brought here on slave ships. They reclassified them as the same as us because they are the same. But the point was that Esau wanted to. It was Esau, which Esau is the biblical name of the nation of the so-called white man. All right, he was supplanting his way to take over the resources and land and everything of America. So, well, let's call these natives, these people that was here first, before us at least, let's call them niggas like the other niggas that we brought over here. And then we can call ourselves the natives, and we can claim their shit. Period. It's not that you niggas, or they called them niggas because you are the native. No, they called them niggas to give them a separate category so they can take over their shit, man. Slavery happened. The slave ships happened. All right, we were put on them. And that's that. Let me play this, then we'll get into it.
There was a paper genocide that occurred, and there was the officials in Virginia deliberately expunged the records. They destroyed the official records and most of the private records. I've got a statement that gets into the whole thing, but basically, a lot of Virginia's ruling elite claimed to be blood descendants of Pocahontas, and in their view, that meant that no one else in Virginia could make a claim that they were Native American, a descendant of Pocahontas, because to do so would mean that Virginia's ruling elite would have to be classified as all other non-whites were, which was, in quotes, and this was the law, the inferior Negroid race. This is what it was about. And with enormous hypocrisy, Virginia's ruling elite pushed policies, got them passed, and it culminated with the Racial Integrity Act of 1924.
People have actually written over the records where it was put in that they were Indian, and someone went in and wrote black over it. And you can actually see in censuses from time to time where they may have been Indian in the first 3 censuses, and then the last 6 of their life they're considered black.
We are the original people of this land.
See, and this is people. Motherfuckers start going off because he finna start going off. We're not the original people of this land, man. Even the natives, this ain't their land. They have their own land, man. This was part of the curse. The Northern Kingdom got put out of Israel first. All right, they were cut off, and it was really through the Spirit that they came over here. All right, but let's play this.
All right, racist.
They're warriors.
You got all these.
From the very beginning, black Americans have been a vital part of the American story, helping to make this the greatest nation in the history of the world.
Let's continue to correct the propaganda and the attempt at erasing the truth. Black
So
Americans
for
are
this
not
damn
the
side of my
descendants
talking, but
of
he
the
gonna
Indians in the
post some real
history
shit.
books. They
He gonna say
are
some
the
bullshit
Indians.
too.
The proof has been buried, but it's not gone. When Christopher Columbus washed up on these shores, lost and delirious, who did he write that he found? He called them Indios. He mapped a land he labeled India Superior, territory that included Florida. He wasn't hallucinating an empty land. He was documenting people who were already there. These images can be found in Gran Canaria, Spain, at the Columbus Museum, Casa de Colón. And who were those people? They weren't the pale-skinned Siberians who crossed a land bridge, that's for sure. The historical records, the artwork from the era, the very descriptions, they detail people with dark skin, with hair textures that Europeans had never seen. They describe the original people as dark-skinned and woolly-haired, the true owners of the soil. The people that Columbus met were Black Americans, the West Indians of the Caribbean, the Indians of the North and South American coast. All of these territories were black civilizations. Native Americans are the erasure. They are the last part of the destiny swap, a foreign invasive group from Siberia, and was grafted onto the identity of the people who were already here, while the original people were systematically reclassified.
All right, here we go. So I'm gonna pause this so you can see some of these things that happen. You know, the erasure of the copper-colored Americans, and that's a fair phrase. All right, they're brown skin, man. All right, now 1790, first U.S. census, copper-colored Americans listed as free people or Indian. And 28 defines American as a native of America originally applied to the copper-colored races. 1830, the Indian Removal Act forced the indigenous people off their lands. 50 through 80, census records reclassify natives as mulatto or colored. 87. So that the reclassification happened for this next step here, right? Dawes Act allows white settlers to pay for indigenous status, all right, and that allowed for what to happen? The Dawes rolls complete the reclassification of many indigenous people as Negro, all right. So let's do this. The Dawes Rolls are the final official list of citizens and freedmen in the 5 civilized tribes: Cherokee, Creek, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Seminole, created by the U.S. government to allot communal tribal lands to individuals. All right? But who got all these benefits were those $5 Indians, the white motherfuckers that took
The original people were systematically reclassified, enslaved, and renamed to several.
So basically, Esau can pay $5 so they can get paperwork to say that they're Indians, and then they can get the benefits. All right? Now they can take the land. And then, of course, the natives were denied this because they were called black. They were oppressed right with us, lost their heritage right with us. Interesting. Okay? There is no indigenous people to the. So let's get this, man. Let's start here. This is Leviticus 20 and 22. Ye shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments and do them, that the land whither I bring you to dwell therein spew you not out. And we know that we, the Israelites, did not keep, as a nation, all right, did not keep these statutes, these commandments. You know, statutes means limitations. Jake was doing all type of shit. So we got split into 2 kingdoms, all right, after King Solomon. And what happened? The northern kingdom went to slavery first. And after they shit ended with Assyria, What did they do? Let's grab the scripture. This is second address. (13) in verse 39. And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceful multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes which are carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Shalmaneser the king of Assyria led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. So there's no such thing as indigenous Americans, man. Nobody dwelt here. This was nobody's dwelling place. All right? It's been explored and stuff before this, but nobody dwelt here, man. No nation dwelt here. All right? Life started in the east. That's where we dwelt at. That they might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land, so they wasn't going to keep them here either. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river, for the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood. They were passed over, for through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Arsareth. Then dwelt they there unto the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come. So it's multiple ways to know that this is talking about America. All right. The main one is the prophecy. It says they'll be here until the latter time. Well, where would the main deliverance be at the end? This is Micah 4 and 10. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now thou shalt go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. All right. Now, ancient Babylon, their kingdom fell and they got transferred over to the Assyrians, man. Okay. We know this is really going into mystery Babylon. All right. This is going into us being put into the daughter of Babylon's hands, which is Edom, which is America. All right. And what would happen here? This is Jeremiah 50. And this is big. The reclassification actually is a big part of this prophecy, man. Because it shows, let's get it. This is Jeremiah 50, 33. Thus said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel, which is the northern kingdom, the 10 we just read about, and the children of Judah were oppressed together. So we were going to link up again. So y'all, the northern kingdom was gone. They wasn't on that side of the world anymore. And of course, that's talking about the majority, man. Jacob scattered everywhere. So as the large group came over to another land, all right, where no man dwelt, that's America, obviously. That's the Americas. And then it says, what? Judah would be oppressed together with them. And when did that happen? We got brought to this same land via slave ship. Both parties arrived here on ships, man. Okay? And all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. And that's America. All right? Put in concentration camps. But that's not the word. Reservation camps. All right? Heritage stolen, reclassified. All right? Not told where we're really from. So we can't leave. Just oppressed together. That's why we're grouped together. That's why we were hung on trees together. That's why we served in slavery. That's why we fought together in the Gullah Wars, man. All right? We're the same nation. Plain and simple. Slavery happened. It was prophesied. Get over it, man. Now you like to say, well, what's the proof of the boats? So let's do this. No, let's not do that one first. Let's do this one first. Evidence of slave ships includes physical underwater wreckage, such as the mostly intact Clotilda in Alabama, extensive archival documentation, including ship log books, passenger manifests, lists of enslaved people, and captain journals. Shit is written down everywhere. And they got physical evidence of these things. These records found in archives worldwide document the brutal conditions, daily operations, and this is a very important part I wanted to get, and financial transactions of the transatlantic slave trade. You can't fake the money trails, man. Follow the money. And this goes into underwater archaeology. The Clotilda, last U.S. slave ship, located in the Mobile River, with its wooden hull, iron boats, and specialized holding pits still largely intact, showing evidence of being scuttled by fire. The Slave Wrecks Project explores other shipwrecks to identify these sites. So there's multiple ships just underwater, clearly, that was slave boats. Log books and journals. These documents, such as those held by Georgetown University, detail the daily realities of the Middle Passage, including mortality rates, weather, rations, and uprisings. All right? That's part of human nature to write down and document things, man. It's been going on for the longest. Ship manifests and custom records. Esau likes a paper trail. They like to have, they got that God complex. They overlook everything. So you got customs and ship records, man, and ship manifests, which it says specific details, names, ages, genders, captives. Slave Voyages Database, a massive collaborative multi-source data test that documents over 3,600 transatlantic voyages based on archival, court, and naval records. Account books, bill of sales. Records from companies such as Austin and Lawrence detail the financial aspect of the trade, including the number of the captives and their owner. And, well, actually, let's just do this. JP, now, I thought Chase had insured slave ships, but I do know that they insured slaves or let them be collateral, however, right? So JP Morgan, predecessor, did not, they say they didn't, Lord knows though, so they didn't insure the slave ships, but they were heavily involved in the slavery economy, notably by accepting enslaved people as collateral for loans to plantation owners. All right? So why would Esau lie about this? Collateral for loans, ownership of enslaved peoples. The bank would take ownership of the enslaved people. Records indicate that approximately 13,000 enslaved individuals were listed as collateral on bank records. And they took 1250 as results of foreclosure. All right? Now check this. Banks insure slave ships. I had to be generous. They don't want to put specifics, right? Yes, numerous banks and insurance companies were involved in the transatlantic slave trade, with many insurance slave ships and using enslaved people as financial assets. Institutions in both the UK and US have acknowledged their historical links to slavery through predecessor companies. All right? The Lloyd's of London, the insurance market played a primary role in underwriting many British slave voyages, sometimes categorized enslaved people as perishable goods. There you go, man. Perishable goods. So that narrative has to fucking stop. That's a very false and very dangerous narrative because it's speaking directly against property and history. Denying the slave ship, denying the slavery, you always been here. No. Now, some of you have not always been here, but some of you have been here. All right, some of your ancestors, you may look like the average nigga, but the natives also, some of them look like the average nigga because we're the same people. So you got some Jakes like Russell Westbrook. I believe another Reubenite. He actually is what you call a so-called Native American. So, but we just mingled together, man, because we're the same people anyway. This Deuteronomy 28, straight to the point, man. 68. But it's good that this info is coming out because it allows us to get the truth of the matter, which shows that the natives are a brown-skinned people, okay, just like us, have similar features as us. Sometimes, Jake, we unique, man. So we range in appearance, even Southern Kingdom, man. All Southern Kingdom ain't got tight curls, tight coils, man. It varies. Some Southern Kingdom got those almond eyes, man. We done seen them fine bitches with those fine almond Chinese-like eyes, man. They ain't got the fold. Their eyeballs still round, but they got them slants on the end, man. All right. We vary. But you can tell, man. So this is Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. And no man shall buy you. Let's use the word for buy, because it makes no sense to say we were sold, but then say, but nobody will buy you. No, we were sold and definitely purchased. But what happened is we were not redeemed. The Hebrew word for buy is quanah. To get, acquire, create, buy, possess, to get, acquire, obtain. Of God originating, creating, redeeming his people. All right? Buy also means to redeem. Not just purchase. All right? Look, it says purchase, recover, redeem. All right? So it does mean purchase, but also it can mean recover or redeem. So no man redeemed us. And it says properly to erect, to set upright. All right. we were not set upright. We were not taken out of place and back where we belong. No, because the Lord is going to deliver us. But it said we were going to Egypt again with ships. And Egypt, this phrase, all right, Matzerayim, this word I mean, it means double straits. Essentially, slavery is what it means, man. I'll just type it in. House of my Exodus 6 and 5, man. Damn. Deuteronomy 5 and 6. I am Yahweh thy power, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. Okay? So that's what Egypt represents, slavery. Well, let's get Revelation 11 in here. Another reason why that narrative is dangerous, man. It's very fucking dangerous. It's against the Lord. This is Revelation 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. So we notice talking about America, aka Babylon, Mystery Babylon, which spiritually is called Sodom. There's all this damn gay shit here. And Egypt because of the bondage. Well, also our Lord was crucified. And this is where the image of Esau got elevated. And that damn white image of Jesus really took off, man. That's how they crucified our Lord, man. His image completely destroyed to the world. All right. But this is called spiritual Sodom and Egypt. This is why it's important to know that, no, the slavery happened. The slave ships happened. We were brought here on them. All right? We were brought back. We were brought over here and oppressed with our brothers. That's why they were reclassified as niggas. Go through the same nigga experience, the same hatred. All right? And it's prophecy. So hopefully it's edifying. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai Ba'asham Kakadash. Double honor to the apostle, Elder Great Millstone. And Sausage Brothers doing this thing in sincere and truth, doing charity. Shalom, my Bible ball.